Have you ever wondered about the greatest archaeological discovery of all time? What if we told you that the answer lies within the mysterious Dead Sea Scrolls? Let's delve into the enigma that is the Dead Sea Scrolls. These scrolls, concealed within the arid caves of the Judean desert, hold a tale so captivating it's almost mythical. A tale that begins in the 40s of the 20th century with a young shepherd on an ordinary day, tending to his flock. As the sun blazed down, a stray goat led the shepherd to a hidden cave. Intrigued, he tossed a stone into the dark abyss, expecting to hear the echo bounce off the walls. Instead, he heard the sound of shattering pottery. What he discovered inside was far from ordinary, a collection of ancient scrolls untouched by time, preserved by the desert's dry air. The shepherd, unaware of the value of his discovery, sold the scrolls for a mere handful of dollars. Imagine the greatest archaeological find of all time, bartered for less than the price of a lamb. These scrolls, later named after the Dead Sea nearby, were no ordinary parchments. They were a time capsule, a snapshot into the past, holding the written word from over 2,000 years ago. They contained texts in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, including the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible. But the true value of the scrolls lay not only in their age or content, but also in the mystery that shrouded them. Who wrote them? Why were they hidden? And how did they remain undiscovered for so long? The scrolls held a tantalizing puzzle, one that archaeologists and scholars around the world were eager to solve. Yet for the shepherd, they were just old parchments, sold for a pittance. Little did the shepherd know he stumbled upon what would become the greatest archaeological discovery of all time. The Dead Sea Scrolls, a testament to human history, a window into the past, and a mystery that continues to captivate us to this day. Imagine in the barren and dry region of the Dead Sea, a treasure trove of ancient texts lay hidden for centuries. The year was between 1947 and 1956. In the rocky terrain of the Qumran caves, a young Bedouin shepherd, Mohammed Ed-Dib, was searching for a stray goat. Little did he know that his pursuit would lead him to one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. As the story goes, Ed-Dib tossed a stone into a dark cave, hoping to coax the goat out. Instead, he heard the shattering of pottery. Intrigued, he ventured into the cave and stumbled upon a collection of large clay jars. Inside, he found bundles of leather and papyrus wrapped in linen. These seemingly ordinary objects were, in fact, the first of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about a bunch of old scrolls? But here's the thing. It's not about the scrolls themselves, it's about what they represent. They are a window into the past, a glimpse into the cultural, religious, and societal norms of a time long gone. But let's get back to our shepherd. At first, he didn't realize the significance of his find. He and his cousins sold the scrolls to an antiquities dealer in Bethlehem for a small sum. The dealer, too, underestimated their value. He believed them to be nothing more than ancient writings, perhaps a couple of thousand years old. How wrong they were. Word of the scrolls eventually reached scholars in Jerusalem. They recognized their importance and quickly arranged to purchase them. These were not just old writings. They were the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible, predating the oldest version by 1,000 years. The Dead Sea Scrolls were a hidden gem, waiting to be uncovered. Their discovery was a testament to the fact that sometimes the most profound secrets are hidden in the most unlikely places. But their story doesn't end here. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the deciphering of these enigmatic scrolls and their significance to our understanding of history and Christianity. Unraveling the mysteries of the past is no easy task. It took scholars years to decipher the ancient texts of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The process of deciphering these ancient texts was as intricate as the scrolls themselves. The first step was to carefully unroll the fragile papyrus and parchment, a task that demanded the utmost delicacy and precision. Once the scrolls were unrolled, the real challenge began. The texts were written in various languages, including Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. Scholars had to rely on their knowledge of these ancient languages to decode the messages hidden within the scrolls. And let's not forget the faded, smudged, or missing portions of text that added another layer of complexity to the task. To aid in the deciphering, cutting-edge technology came to the rescue. Scholars used infrared technology to reveal characters that were invisible to the naked eye. This technology allowed for a more detailed view of the texts, unveiling previously unseen details and helping to fill in the gaps in the narrative. Digital imaging was another tool at the scholars' disposal. They used it to create high-resolution images of the scrolls, enabling them to examine the texts in greater detail than ever before. This meticulous process allowed the scholars to gain new insights into the scrolls' content and context. But the process was not without its challenges. The fragile nature of the scrolls meant that they could crumble or fade away at the slightest mishandling. Plus, the sheer volume of text was overwhelming. There were thousands of fragments to piece together, each one a tiny piece of an enormous historical jigsaw puzzle. Despite these challenges, scholars persevered, driven by the knowledge that they were unlocking secrets from a time long past. Each deciphered scroll provided a window into a world that existed over 2,000 years ago, shedding light on historical, religious, and cultural practices of that era. The Dead Sea Scrolls were not just an archaeological find, but a complex puzzle that took years to solve. What makes the Dead Sea Scrolls so extraordinary? Their significance lies in their age, content, and the revelations they provide. Let's start with their age. These ancient manuscripts date back to the 3rd century BCE. To put this into perspective, they're older than the Colosseum, older than the Great Wall of China, and even older than the birth of Jesus Christ. The Dead Sea Scrolls are some of the oldest religious texts in existence, making them invaluable to historians and theologians alike. Now let's talk about content. The Dead Sea Scrolls are not just one book, but a library of texts containing everything from religious law and prophecy to psalms and historical accounts. Most importantly, they contain the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible. That's right, the very same books that form the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. These texts are not just historical artifacts, but the foundation of Jewish and Christian faiths. But it's not just about age and content. The real treasure of the Dead Sea Scrolls lies in the revelations they provide. You see, these scrolls offer a window into a pivotal time in religious history. They shed light on the beliefs, practices, and conflicts of the Jewish community in the centuries leading up to the birth of Christianity. They give us an understanding of how religious thought evolved during this period and how it shaped the world we know today. For example, the scrolls reveal a diverse range of beliefs within the Jewish community of the time, suggesting a vibrant and dynamic religious culture. They also show us that many of the practices and beliefs we associate with modern Judaism and Christianity have roots that go back over 2,000 years. The Dead Sea Scrolls are not just dusty old manuscripts. They are a living testament to our past, a bridge connecting us to the roots of our religious heritage. They are a time capsule, providing us with a glimpse into the past. They remind us of our shared history and our shared faith. They are, in a word, extraordinary. The Dead Sea Scrolls are a time capsule, providing us with a glimpse into the past. The impact of the Dead Sea Scrolls extends beyond archaeology and history. They hold immense significance for Christians around the world. These ancient documents, discovered in the mid-20th century, serve as a profound link to our spiritual past, shedding light on the origins and evolution of Christianity. From a Christian perspective, the Dead Sea Scrolls play a pivotal role in validating the Old Testament. They contain the earliest known copies of every book in the Old Testament, except the book of Esther. This affirms the consistency and accuracy of the Scriptures, enhancing our confidence in the divine inspiration and preservation of the Bible. But the scrolls offer more than just validation. They provide an invaluable context for the New Testament, bridging the gap between the Old and New Testaments. They offer insights into the socio-political and religious landscape of the time, helping us understand the milieu in which Jesus Christ lived and preached. The scrolls paint a vivid picture of the diverse Jewish beliefs and practices during the Second Temple period, a time of great significance in Christian history. This was the era when Jesus Christ walked the earth, and the scrolls provide us with a broader understanding of the religious dynamics that influenced his teachings. Moreover, some of the scrolls contain messianic prophecies that align with the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. These prophecies deepen our understanding of the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies in the New Testament, reinforcing the foundations of Christian faith. The Dead Sea Scrolls are not just an archaeological treasure. They are a testament to our faith and a reaffirmation of the teachings of Christianity. They remind us that our beliefs are deeply rooted in history, and that our faith is not just a product of recent times, but a continuation of a divine narrative that spans thousands of years.